Hold on, everybody. I'm still trying to figure this out. How do I get this? Ah! Okay. Of course I gotta do this now. Hey. All right. This is a little bright too. Shoot. It's probably better. So I think I'm like a few minutes early. It doesn't matter. Hey, Cameron, hi. Give me a second. This is like my first time doing this. It's gonna be interesting. Okay, that looks better. All right, get back to my chat. I swore I was gonna have everything ready, and look at me. Haha. Hi, Tobias. It's 11. Carrie, where are you at? 11 a.m. And then yeah, I'm single. Recently divorced, so haven't really been looking. So how's everybody doing today? I figured I would try this live chat thing, get some conversations. I mean, what else do we got to do on a Tuesday night anyways? Yeah, it's all right, King. I mean, I'm actually happy to be on my own. It's like the happiest I've ever been. I have the house pretty much to myself, other than I have twin daughters who are about to be 20 in September. Can you believe that? Yeah, I see you, Tobias. You good? Or golden? Yeah. So I had them young. Thank you, Timothy. So what's up with everybody? Like, you know, is there any topics we want to talk about? Any questions other than if I'm single, you know? Because I can't date the internet world, you know, or I'm not going to. I'm literally happy the way I am right now. Just kind of diving myself into education and reading and bettering myself and bettering my spirit and everything, you know? Let me see, who's that? Is that Ephraim? Am I saying that right? Well, hello. Aha. Yeah, that's a real thing. Oh, so you're late. It's late night. Yeah, I had a meeting and I knew it was gonna run till 6:30, and then I had to run and come home, eat dinner, get ready for everything, trying to figure out like a little setup so there's some light and you can actually hear me. There's a microphone, all that good stuff. Put on a nice shirt, you know, look a little decent. Thank you, King. And where's my girl, Martrice? She said she was coming in. How's everybody doing today? You know, like what's been going on? What's been on your mind? I just got back from like this pretty much political education meeting, and you know, I'm happy to talk about all that kind of stuff, but sometimes it's nice to just unwind and not really think about all the bad things that are going on in the world. But sometimes, you know, it's good to talk to. I wouldn't mind talking to people. So your first time, I wonder how you found me. How'd you find me, Carrie? I know some people, I got a lot of subscribers because of the BBQ Becky video, and I've been trying to figure out what to do with it. I've had some people say, oh, you should do videos and content, and I'm like, I used to do a lot of content and videos for other people, but never for myself, so it's pretty interesting to try and figure out what I should do for myself, but I like doing that. I popped up for you. Hey, pop up. That's great. Yeah, exactly. You liked the the BBQ Becky one or the aftermath one? You know, there's been a whole bunch of those more barbecues that happened afterwards, like big huge parties. The other day somebody was complaining, oh, there's too many people at the lake now, and I'm like, too many people at the lake? That's like a central part of Oakland. I think it's great to see all these families out there. Talk about food. Oh my gosh. I could talk about food all day long. I love food. I love cooking. That's right, Town Biz. Hey, what's up? I love Oakland. I'm originally, I was, haha, there's Bella. Bella Matrice. Yeah. I bet a lot of people found me through that video. That's another reason why I was like, if you want to ask questions about that, you want to talk about food, you want to talk about anything, I'm down. I mean, we could talk about what's the best barbecue. Shoot. Favorite ride at an amusement park? I haven't been to an amusement park in a long time. I remember I used to go to Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk, and we did the, my favorite ride there was the big giant, it's like this big, one of those old rickety wood ones, and I was scared of heights and I didn't want to go on it, but then once I did go on it, I wouldn't stop going on it. I just kept like going back in line as soon as I was done and going back on. Aha, Bella wants to talk about my riding. Carrie, I got school coming up too. It's not Monday, it's the next Monday. I'm gonna do like anthropology, photography, and going back to news writing, so we can go back into that, which is writing. Yeah, journalism school, cool. No, I don't fish. Although I wouldn't mind, because I like going outdoors. I think that would be probably like kind of therapeutic in a way, you know, to sit out there and just enjoy the outdoors and get some fish that you can actually eat. And I would cook it. We'll go back to cooking too. So talk about writing and journalism. Hey, you can come out. You're not going to be seen. Go get water. That my daughters do not want to be seen on these things, which I totally am fine. Good night, Timothy. Thanks for joining us. So, hey, you remember Martrice?
Yeah.
She said hi. Look, she remembered you.
Hi.
I'm live right now,
Oh, okay.
so everybody can hear you if you talk loud enough. She just wants to get water. Of course, who could not remember you? Martrice is like hella wild and crazy, but like me, like when we get together, it's like, you know, amping up. This picture is my grandma. I still haven't put up pictures of my family. I want to put pictures of my family everywhere. And then this is an artwork that I got from what was it? It was one of those anime conventions because I like to cosplay and do stuff and dress up. But yeah, we could go back. Let's talk about writing, right? Thank you. Um, yeah, I do have a Patreon account, and Bella, you're the only one that bought, bought my poem, and I thank you so much for that because you know we always support each other. I have a poem on there, and it's, you know, if you want to talk about my writing, that poem was actually uh, really deep. It was about my mom, and I admitted some things that I kind of don't even want my family to hear because you know my dad and my aunt, you know, like the things that uh, that my mom did, it upsets them a lot. But it was something that I just want to get off my chest, you know, remembering all these things. Oklahoma, hey, fishing in Oklahoma. Actually, I wouldn't mind traveling to different parts of the country too. And so let's go back to journalism school and writing. Um, I'll tell you why I started writing and got into journalism school when I was going and filming because I like to do more photography and filming, but I've always written when it's just something I need to get off my chest or off my thoughts. And I've come to realize how important writing is to get a message across, to tell a story, to tell people what's really going on. And you get your research, you get your facts, and then you tell what's going on, what's important. I think one of the biggest issues we have today is that the media you know what they say is it's not what they're telling you in media, it's what they're not telling you, right? So do we all feel like we've kind of been vastly misinformed about a lot of things? Probably, right? That's one of the things I wanted to change. And one of the most important things is also local media, local journalism. Like right now, local journalists are talking about, you know, how bad the housing crisis is, and that's really important because most of us can barely afford to be here. I definitely can't move out of my little spot right here. I can't afford anywhere else. And if they kick us out, then I'm probably going to have to leave the Bay Area, and I've lived here all my life. I was born in San Francisco. And there's a lot of people that I know, like Martrice on here, who's left me. Like almost everybody I know has left, and sometimes I feel like isolated in the Bay Area because, you know, all my friends are gone, you know? And I know a lot of people that feel that way. So that's an important thing to write. If people were writing about that though before and they were warning about it, then maybe we would be better prepared. But I kind of feel like we also have to somehow entertain people, because if you're always talking about something that's sad and tragic, psychologically we're going to tune out because we can't handle it all the time. So you kind of need a balance. It can't be party all the time, and then sometimes you have to know what's going on in your world. But you can't always look at, you know, immigrant children in cages all the time. I mean, that's just depressing, because I feel like, what can I do about this? I want to do something about what's going on in the world, but it's so hard, you know? Don't you feel like just like you're kind of almost useless sometimes? Like, well, that's tragic, that's sad, and and sometimes I feel like, you know, wow, where have we even gone as a country, as a community? We're all isolated from each other, right? Yeah, I don't know what this is. Well, I'm glad if you never feel useless. I mean, yeah, feel defeated. Sometimes I feel very defeated. Um, that's right. Is that Nay West? Yeah. Okay, I'm weird. All right. Or are you talking to somebody else? I don't know who Max is. Why am I answering? Well, I mean, I think asking if I'm dumb is a stupid question. Like, just answering that was pretty stupid. That was a waste of my time. Anyways, to the next. Like, why don't you ask a good question? All right, Max, give me a good question I can answer. How about that? Challenge me with something really good. All right. How can I kick them out? You know what? I'm always gonna have trolls and haters. Like, I did this leak and automatically 2 people didn't like it. I did something where I was talking about I wanted to be a witch, and all of a sudden people were like, "Oh hell no, I'm not. I'm subscribing to you, and I don't want anything to do with you." It's like I don't hate on anybody for what they believe in. I think we all should be able to believe in what we believe in, and that's gives me even more reason to talk about this stuff, right? That's right, town business. What is going on in my life? All right. What do I do? All right. So I can answer both of those things. What do I do and what's going on in my life? Uh, I'm a full-time student, pretty much, even though I haven't been really doing much of anything all summer other than getting my house together and getting ready for another semester of school. I don't have any income coming in. My mom passed away in 2017. And we sold our house, and we've been living off of the part of the money that I got from inheritance from her, and it's running out. So I'm gonna have to get a job pretty soon. But it was either I get a crappy admin job that doesn't pay anything, and they're actually asking for a degree, and I don't have a degree. I wasn't able to get a degree because back in the days, my mom didn't want me to go to school. She wanted me to work and pay her rent and pay full time, and she was keeping everything in a way, I don't know how to explain it, but she pretty much wanted to hold me back and keep me in the house. And then she also didn't like my kid's father. There's a whole lot to that. Anyways, so I'm finally going back to school. I've gone 3 semesters, 4.0. I work really hard. I've been an editor-in-chief at our newspaper, won a bunch of awards. I've covered homelessness. I've written op-eds. I've also video recorded a bunch of violent rallies. I've done, other than the BBQ Becky video, right? As soon as like the election happened and these rallies were hitting up here, I was like, man, this is history. You got to record history. That's what they say is journalism is the first draft of history. So that's what I am. I'm a storyteller. I document things, and I like to tell history as it's happening, and that's pretty much what I'm doing. And lately, I've actually been hanging out at a homeless camp. The woman called it like a curbside community, and I'm trying to write a biography about like a little a story about her, and I took hella pictures, and they're really interesting. And I'm getting different I don't know what. Yeah, Marchese, I don't know. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna put this user on a timeout. Ha! There you go. You're right, Marchese. I could do something about it. You want to talk about some weird stuff? Masters in debating, Mike Smith. Like, I'm looking at your yeah, and also, by the way, I want to know. I want to know who puts raisins in potato salad. Where did that even come from? I mean, I've never seen raisins in potato salad. That's gross. Okay, where did that even come from? Yeah, thank you, Max. We don't need to talk about race. Like, we don't even need to go there. I'm tired of the division. I seriously am. Like, that's it. Me personally, if I see anybody, like, I don't care who you are, if I know you and you're like, this person's harassing me, hey, can you just back me up or something? I'm gonna be there and I'm gonna back you up. I don't think anybody should be harassed or out of their space or not allowed to live in their space just because of their skin color or their beliefs or anything. Right. Hey, lifestyle. Yeah, I loving the barbecue at the lake. You know what? I haven't, me personally, I haven't barbecued at the lake, but I probably should before the summer's over. My dad came from Texas, and if he had a little more time, we were planning on barbecuing right there at that spot. But um, and he comes from Texas. He like, can you imagine him having the same kind of like ideals? Everything I got was from my dad. Yeah, I know. I think there's always gonna be somebody who's gonna try and throw everything for a loop. I'm not worried about it though. You know, I've had people online try and troll me for years, and you know, I grew up being made fun of. I was always a bigger kid, a muscular girl. Can you imagine that? Like, I was always called fat or you know, ugly or whatever, and so I'm kind of thankful that that happened, because I don't want to be one of those kind of people. It taught me that that's how I don't want to be, is this bully. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to explain that. Thank you. Yeah, exactly. I love myself. Uh, I've had some real hard times where I didn't really live my life, but I love myself, and I love the fact that I made it this far. I've made it here. I've raised twins, and you know, now I'm going back to school, and I feel healthier and better than I did in my 20s. And a lot of people even don't even know that, you know, my age when I'm walking around, so it's like it doesn't matter. I'm healthy. I'm living life, my best life. Yeah, exactly. More to love. I'm nice and you know, huggable. I'm 41. I'm gonna be 42 October 1st, and I love my streaks. These are all natural. I actually started getting them when I was 19. That's the funny thing, and I've been covering them the whole time, and I'm like, why? They actually look good, right? Uh-oh. All right. Thank you, Mallory. Oh, you're gonna be 32? Right on. October 20th. I don't know if you're still a Libra, because I'll be like, we're Libra sisters. Thank you. Hey, Libra. Libras are great. I mean, everybody's got their own greatness, but I love being a Libra. Thank you. You want to know what led me to being a witch? That's an interesting story. Yeah, I figured you were on the cusp. Slightly. Yeah. It's all right. We all get our emotional. You know, going back to what led me to being a witch, some of that is my emotional stability too. It's taught me. Yeah, I'm a human. I mean, a witch is a human. Oh, okay. So, you know, like, I think there's a whole lot of different, but witch is like a pagan, ancient religion. So to me, it was, for one, I knew people that practiced it, and I was curious about it. Um, you know, the people I know, they do reclaiming, which is a mixture of the old practices and also activism. So they're about improving the world in all kinds of ways, the environment, human rights, all that kind of stuff. And when I went to one rally, one of my friends who is a witch went with me, and she had a sign that said something like "Witches Against Fascism" or something like that. Yeah, yeah, not the one in the fairy tales. Totally not that. Or uh, the movies. or a TV. Like, I wish it, you know, when I was a little girl, I always loved Bewitched. That was one of my favorite movies, when she could just twitch her nose. I mean, if I could do that and just snap my fingers and have things happen, that would be great. I think we'd all do that. um, but it's more about, like, this stone, and, you know, these crystals and stuff like that are about kind of keeping my own emotions, and you know, like, keeping my positive energy. To me, it's more about meditation and being aware of my environment and listening to sometimes the inner voices in my head. As strange as that sounds, I've always had them. I've always had, like, really transient dreams. I've always had dreams that actually came true, and it's always a stigma to even talk about that stuff. I remember when I was a little girl, the girl across the street from me would always tell me I was going to go to hell, because I was different, and I thought differently. And yeah, so yeah, exactly. I always felt spiritual. And it's funny because even, like, as from a little girl, I would look at trees, and I would look at the you know, even if you just, like, look at the light, it's, you know, especially when you're, like, an artist, like, you could just look at the light beaming around a leaf in a tree, and it just mesmerizes you. And, you know, talking to animals and not even caring about what other people think, and just feeling the spiritual energy. To think that you don't feel other people's energy, and you can't actually project energy, and you can't receive energy, that, to me, this is why I'm a witch, right? It's understanding the energy around me, and how I also project my own energy, and how I can improve my own spiritual feelings with something that guides me to it, other than me just, like, I don't know why I had that vision. I don't understand why I felt that way. Why somebody just passed me and I felt this cold chill air. Why somebody's negative energy is just making me feel, like, tight in my chest, and I feel like I'm almost suffocating, and I get hot sometimes, and, you know, all these things. I bet you all of you have felt that, like, somebody gives you a bad vibe, or something, you know, something that's, to me, it's like, how do I understand these kind of things? And then how do I understand how to control it, how to build a protective air? So, like, as a witch, if you did a spell, right, you're not going to actually try. I mean, I've seen some people try and do hexes and stuff like that. I don't play around with that stuff, because I do believe in things coming back to you. But say, if you were in an environment where there's a lot of people, or even a few people, and they're giving you a bad vibe, right? You could do a chant to yourself, and you can have a certain crystal, and have a chant, and you know, something like that, a protective barrier. And you imagine yourself, you imagine your own energy, you're seeing your energy, you're building it up, and you're creating a bubble of your own spiritual light. And that bubble is a protective barrier, so that those people that are trying to project their bad energy out into the world, you can imagine it bouncing off of your bubble, and now you feel protected, and you can calmly center yourself, and you're back in yourself. They aren't going to take over your emotions or how you feel. That's just an example of why I got into it. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I get you, Mallory. I kind of, yeah, exactly, Nate. I feel like we are more powerful than we realize. You know, um, oh, Sean, the BBQ Becky video. Sean is asking why I went viral again. It's because I video recorded Jennifer Schulte, who was harassing the 2 black men at Lake Merritt in Oakland. The meme of BBQ Becky that just never goes away. Um, well, so from what I've read and what I understand is, if you try and do a spell on somebody else, even if it was with good intentions, it could have a negative effect, and that negative effect can bounce back to you. But I don't know, if you're like doing a hex where you just want somebody to feel the pain and anguish of what they're doing to somebody else, you know, I mean, if you didn't feel anything afterwards, maybe it wasn't so bad. Maybe you're just wishing that they can understand what they're doing. And to me, I've done that a lot. And I do know that a long time ago, there was one girl that was getting on my nerves so much that I'm pretty sure that I tried to do like a hex on her, and it probably did work because I was driving her crazy. Like, I have a way about me that I could drive people crazy if I want, but if I start driving other people crazy, I start going crazy. You see, I start realizing that, and that's that whatever energy you're putting out in the world, it might come back to you. It's unfortunate that we can't really control things. You know, how do you find a way for people to understand what they're doing and how they could be hurting other people? It's really hard, because to me, it's also just the way life is. And it's also why I believe heaven and hell is right here. Like, I don't see how anybody couldn't see that, you know. I couldn't imagine there being yet an even worse hell after I die, after I've seen the things I've seen in life, you know what I mean? All right, bye Tobias Rose. Sorry if I missed you. Thank you for coming and chatting with us. Max, okay, so the person who she called, and she harassed them about 2 hours. So she called them, and then it's over them barbecuing with a charcoal grill. She's saying it's a park ordinance against charcoal grills, and there was one on the website, but it actually expired, and the city never got rid of it, and people have been barbecuing there for like, there was other people barbecuing there, and she only harassed them. But people barbecue there all the time. The reason why is the charcoal. Some people were dumping it on the grass, and it's burning the grass, and that's what the big deal was. But they finally got trash bins and stuff like that. But she was harassing them for 2 hours. So by the time I got there, she'd already been there almost 2 hours, or for 2 hours. And that's why they called me. They were trying to deal with it themselves, but they felt like she was trying to escalate it, because she kept telling them, oh, you're going to go to jail. I mean, like, why would you try and put people to go to jail over a barbecue? Like, that's just crazy, right? And look at what her actions did. She put all that negative energy out, and then I put that video out, and now everybody's just having a good time at the lake, and it's exactly the opposite of what she wanted. I don't know who this is calling me a bitch, but you can go. Ooh, I could add a moderator. That's cool. Maybe I should put Martrice as a moderator. Bella, are you still out there? I hope people weren't getting you irritated. Max, you want to be a moderator? Might be a little much, right? I think we're cool though. We don't have too many people in here. If I got a lot more, I probably would need another moderator. It's a good thing to think about, because I'm kind of like missing some of these bad comments. Hey, salute Mark Keith. I see you. Thank you, Bree. I hope I said that right. Do I have a hobby I like? Oh, I have a lot of frivolous hobbies. Watching anime, I would say, is probably my top favorite. And then doing cosplay. I've done a few of them. I don't get really hardcore into it because it costs a lot of money. And sometimes going to conventions costs a lot of money. but it's fun because I get to hang out with friends. Oh yeah, Max, I got rid of them real fast. That's why you didn't see it. So yeah, and not so frivolous hobby is cooking. I love cooking. I could probably do a live just on me cooking, and I've thought about it. Like right now, sitting on my counter. Are those biscuits still up there? Hold on, I'll show you guys. Nyla, why are you looking at me so crazy? That's like some real fresh, good biscuits. Oh, would you put this back for me? I text you some biscuits? Seriously? I wish I could. Hey, are we gonna put those away too? Your daughter's getting into cosplay. I wish my daughters would cosplay with me. It's fun. There's all kinds of YouTube videos too on how to do cosplay outfits, and you don't have to spend a ton of money on it. I just don't have the time, and I cannot sew for anything. If you could sew though, you're golden. Thank you. Yeah, the biscuits are thick. You know what I do is I put 1 cup of regular flour and 1 cup of bread flour, and it makes them rise higher. Makes them real good, light and fluffy. Hot glue. Hot glue is the answer. And foam. What's that foam stuff? I forgot what it's called. I did like these bra shells off of this foam. It's I have a video of it on my YouTube somewhere, but it's fun. It's creative, and it's pretty much crafty work. Oh hey Jared, welcome. Oh man, I'm sorry. I'm not supposed to eat that much gluten because of my thyroid, but I still eat it. I just try and eat like maybe 1 meal a day with gluten instead of all day. But that sucks. That's really hard. Sorry. You know, I hope you can eat shellfish, because to me, shrimp and crab, that would be a deal breaker for me not to be able to eat that. How do we access my Patreon account? It should be Patreon /Classic 8 Media, CLASSIC, the number 8 MEDIA. Look at you, Martrice, you're plugging me better than I am. Oh, you know what? I could write it. Like, you can find all of my accounts either Patreon. Who's trolling now? Are you trolling me? Yeah, exactly, right? My family is from Louisiana, so we gotta have gumbo. Gotta love gumbo. You're on their heads, right? Right? That's what I was saying. Maybe I should have you as a moderator. Subject, education, yay? I like that. Really? Well, fish is a whole other thing than shellfish to me. I'm kind of picky myself. Like, I like salmon and catfish, fried catfish. Yeah, exactly. Anywhere when you're by the bay. I remember my family growing up in San Francisco. Back then, like, because you know how old I am now. crab was actually cheap, and since they came from Louisiana, they usually had crawfish boils. Instead, they used to have crab boils, and I would be like 4 years old trying to eat the crab and crack it open, and my family will make fun of me if I can't crack it open and take all of the meat out. Salmon is really so, all right. So, Anthony, you wanted to talk about education, or are you just all right, I got you. Medical school, that's serious. That's serious work. I thought I had to do a lot of schoolwork. I know that you're gonna be overworked, but I'm glad you stopped by and everything, you know, take a break. Yeah, exactly, right? How many family members do I have? Um, I don't actually. I haven't really watched YouTubers. I'll search for certain stuff to find out stuff, but I haven't seen anybody that really got me interested. I even try to look for witches, and it. You know what I notice about people who are into witchcraft? It's very aesthetic, Instagrammy, like you know, like I don't know, picture perfect, and you gotta look all pretty, and it's not really about anything. So that's why I figured that that would be a cool thing for me to talk about. Um, I have right now family members. It's myself and my daughters, and my aunt and my dad. I don't have a lot of family. I have my mom's side of family. I have a ton of cousins, and I have a brother who won't even talk to me, and his daughter, who I miss. She's like the cutest little niece ever. But my brother doesn't like me, so you know, we're like complete opposites. So you can kind of imagine how that works. Do you all have any suggestions on YouTubers? Oh, what's my favorite food? Ooh, that's a hard one. I love Alaska snow crab in particular, and gumbo, and sushi, chocolate, and milk tea. Those are like the staples. If I can't have that, man, I'm gonna be upset. You have 15 brothers and sisters? Whoa! Wow. I admire big families. I always wanted one. My mom only had me and my brother, and we're years apart, and we have different fathers, so we didn't really get along. He's a younger brother. I had to like take care of him at the same time. It was just weird because my stepdad was mean to me, so we didn't have a good relationship. Let's see. Jen Dent. Too bad she stopped making videos. Touffet, who? Dan, who's is it Touffet or Tu? Bye, Mark Keith. Thanks for stopping by. I'm gonna keep it easy for sure. Have you ever had a conch? I've had abalone. I don't think I've had a conch yet. I know what you're talking about, Anthony. And I would like to try it. I love abalone. If you cook it right, you gotta cook it right. It's gotta just be perfect. We could like talk about food all day. Some good fried anything. I make really good fried catfish. My daughters are always asking for it. Where is the car? Which car? Cat. I was gonna say, where is the car? It would be parked outside. I kicked both of the cats out the house because they were getting on my nerves. Like, they don't get along with each other. And if Mochi was in here, she'd probably be like right here, sitting right here. She'd be amusing for sure. She'd probably get on my nerves somehow. I love them though. Slice? Slice what? Like potato chips. Dan, I want to get back into video game playing so bad, and I never get focused into doing it, which is kind of stupid because it's like, what's the focus? You're supposed to just sit down and have fun, but for some reason instead I end up, I don't know, just zoning out. Oh yeah. All right, Anthony, I got you. So you fry it real thin, and then you slice it real thin, and then you fry it. I'll have to try that. I'm gonna look it up. It was great talking to you too, Mallory. I'm glad you stopped by and gave me some input and everything. I'm actually having a lot of fun chatting with everybody. What time is it? Some video games can make you sick, yeah. Especially when you're in the camera mode is spinning around and everything. It could kind of make me a little dizzy too. And that's also why I don't really go to amusement parks anymore, because now that I'm older, for some reason, if I go, I have a terrible thing about heights. I hate, like, I freak out. I don't know. I feel like as soon as you get up really high, I'm just like, just end it all. Just end it all. I can't look. And then as soon as I get in the ride, depending on the ride, I'll get really bad motion sickness now. It kind of sucks. Sonic the Hedgehog. Oh my gosh. That's one of my favorites. That's yeah. That Dan, that I noticed that I used to work for a publication company that did like PlayStation Magazine and Nintendo and they had a bunch of gamer stuff, and I used to watch them play. And then I know that there was a lot of live stuff, but I was so busy working, and then I try and work out and exercise, and then I have to go deal with family stuff that I didn't get into it. So I think I'm gonna go into it, and you're probably right. I should just I'll check out what other gamers are doing, because I don't even think I know what games to play anymore. That's just how sad it is. Good night, Anthony. Yeah, it's starting to get late. I could see why everybody would leave. And we've been on for about 45 minutes now. Yeah, thank you. Thanks for chatting with us. We should do it more often. Maybe we can pick different topics next time. Yeah, homework, right? I know how that is. I have a whole article I need to finish writing, and I keep pushing it back. Yes, it's a public chat. I hear about Fortnite all the time. GTA, I love Grand Theft Auto. Yeah, I haven't played it in a while though. I think the last one was San Andreas. That's how long it's been. And I was so good at it. I remember my daughters used to pick up the game and play it, and because I had already taken over all the territories, and then they would just do the cheat codes and get on the rocket launcher and everything and fly off buildings, and then rocket launch police cars and stuff like that. Hey, I'm gonna do a live. Maybe we should do it every Tuesday at either 8 or 7. I have a meeting at 6, so I'll figure it out. But I'll let everybody know when I'm gonna do another one. And if you want to follow me too on my social media, I keep everything up to date. I talk about all the weird stuff I'm into, and I like to mix it up so you know you can have fun, and then you could talk about what's going on in the world, and you know, I also like debating. I don't mind different people of different beliefs and different ideas. Like, you know, we all should be able to talk about every different thing, right? But my social media on Twitter and Instagram is Shell Dione, SHELLEDIONE. Martrice, you hear this cat? Hey, Nautica, what's up?
Nothing?
I'm live.
Okay, that's gross.
How's that gross? Because everybody's going to hear you say it's gross?
Okay.
What city GTA 6? Ooh, I don't know. What city would that be? Right? I'm going to need to look into that. Good night, Naywes. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you do make the next one. Also, my Facebook is Michelle Dione. I like going by Michelle Dione on social media, but I put Michelle Dione Snyder because after I did the BBQ Becky video, everybody knew me as Michelle Snyder. It's kind of weird. Oklahoma City? Is that what OKC is? I don't know. Didn't they already do one in San Francisco and I didn't even get to play that one? That would be the ultimate Oakland. But I should play that one. I know they already did one out here. Hey Heidi. There's probably a whole bunch of interesting cities they should do it based off of. And there's a whole bunch of scenarios that they could do it off of. It would be interesting, this next one. I'm definitely getting that new one. Thanks for letting me know. Both my daughters are here and the cat. That's the other family member, the kitties. Mochi. Come on. Oh, a USA one? What is where is? Where is? I don't know what that is. This is Mochi. Yep. What's up, Mochi? Scar fetish. Yeah, I don't know what you guys are talking about now. I mean, y'all gotta like explain this stuff to me. I'm not trying to judge anybody. Whatever, you know, hey Heidi, you know, thanks for coming in and just being yourself. It's okay. I have some scars. I actually have a scar right here. Yeah, I'm not really sure about that. The whole USA, that'd be like traveling across the US. It probably wouldn't be, I don't know how it would possibly be detailed in every city. I don't think that's even possible. Are you guys talking about like scatting? I'm totally lost now. Good night, Bree. I hope I see you again. And it's almost 9 o'clock here. Oh, like, poop? Okay. Well, anyways, I think we're totally going, I don't know where we're going with this conversation right now. I'm gonna look this up. Whatever this whereas scene is now. I'm looking up a whole new thing. Yeah, LA, man, that was... The funny thing is I've watched people play video games a whole lot. I've never played Assassin's Creed, and I want to play Assassin's Creed so bad. And it kind of just overwhelms me because it's like, I haven't played this, and I don't know how many Assassin's Creed games to play. I guess I just gotta pick one. My scat video? Okay. Well, anyways, I'm gonna go because I don't know where this conversation's going. But and plus it's almost 9 o'clock. We've been chatting for about a good hour, but I'll be back on a little later. Yeah, because most everybody's going out anyways. Yeah, and I'm not really sure what's going on here. Oh well. Anyways, thank you all for joining, and we'll be back on later. Maybe I'll pick up a topic, but this has been fun. We could talk about video games or whatever. Shoot, maybe I'll get back into video games and start playing live. I don't know. Yeah, exactly. I'm about to go chill too. So good night, Dan. Good night, everybody. You all have a good night. See you later. Y'all have a good night.